Marketing is absolutely essential to you, a classical musician in today's modern world. But the one thing that separates you from the rest is that only you have your unique voice. This is where the power of marketing really comes in, because marketing is the way in which you amplify this unique voice to the world. Being seen and heard is just as important because it keeps you present in people's minds and relevant.
You need to be everywhere where the people that care about your genre of music are. If you're not on SoundCloud, if you're not on Snapchat and Vine and Instagram, then you're not living to a 25-year-old and under. Do you know how many people have popped and made money because of YouTube and Vine and Snapchat and Instagram that would have never been signed 15 years ago and then would have had to just go on and do what they... So what's happened, my friend, is there's less people at the tippy top. There's less acts, right? There's not 50 people anymore making a quadrillion just on selling music. But what's happened is the internet has created a longer tail. And so there's a lot more people right now, a lot more people making thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands. And I've got to tell you something. If you're an artist, and musicians are, you just want to be able to do your art. Do you know how many people are happy making $41,000 a year from AdSense or a random show or things of that nature, who now, because of modern technology, can make $41,000 a year and play their music, who had to do something else 15 years ago to make $41,000 because you couldn't make $41,000 playing your music?
As traditional models become harder to attain and less likely to produce success, more and more musicians are turning to social media to get themselves out there. First, find your handle. It doesn't have to be your full name. In classical music, we're really used to using our full names for pretty much everything, but there's nothing wrong with coming up with a handle that's a little bit more memorable for people besides just your name. Once you've got your handle and you're getting started, find some role models. Find other musicians doing things similar to you who you think are doing it well. You don't want to copy or rip people off, but it's great to look at what other people are doing to get ideas and get inspired for how you want to reach out to your fans. Be consistent. Your fans and your followers want to know that they can expect good content from you on a regular basis. Don't spam them with 10 posts in a day when you're feeling creative and then drop off the map for 2 weeks. If you have a lot of ideas, be sure to spread those ideas out over the course of the week and try to get yourself to post once a day if you can. Engage with your audience. Some of us feel awkward with comments and compliments, especially when we don't know who they are, but it's really important to say thank you, answer questions, and do the best you can to engage with your followers. Your followers and your fan base are what you're going to rely on eventually to come to your concerts and buy your albums and support your work, so you want to make them feel like they really are a part of your musical family. And last, be authentic. Social media is a place where a lot of people are competing for attention. There are a lot of people trying too hard to do things that they see other people doing because they think that's the right thing to do. The most right thing you can do is be yourself.
Tell people about other things within your email marketing and within your Facebook posts and your Twitter posts and so on. Just because being a musician is just the same as being in business of any sort. However, say something interesting. I always wondered to myself, how did somebody get into being a harpist? I mean, inevitably, I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be, my parents forced me to learn. But then what happened? Why are you still doing it? Mm-hmm. And who inspires you? Mm. And how did you imagine your life was going to be?
Yeah.
To people who aren't musicians and people who are musicians, there is a romance to it.
We were saying this the other day that no matter what type of concert you go to, everybody at some point is thinking, I wonder what it's like to be them.
Yeah. So that also goes back to my other point about making sure that you capture some behind the scenes stuff whenever you're doing anything.
Yeah.
So say you were coming to one of our sessions, capturing yourself, even tuning up and getting ready, but you're surrounded by microphones, cameras. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's cool.
And other people who aren't doing that are going to be looking at that thinking you are having an exotic day.
You know what you're doing.
I'll take my sister, travels a lot for work, and she thinks it's mind-numbingly dull. Whereas I'm thinking, wow,
that looks awesome.
You are living the life hanging around in that waiting lounge.
Yeah.
Heathrow. I'm thinking it's exciting.
It looks important.
Yeah, it looks important. It feels the biz. However, not all of it is glamorous.
No,
but that in itself is glamorous.
Because it humanizes the whole thing, doesn't it?
Exactly.
One idea is Q&As. Q&A sessions go really well on Instagram, especially on Instagram Live. Q&As are really cool because they give your fans insight into who you are and especially the inner workings of your music. Now, of course, another category, another thing that you can post on social media is behind the scenes looks.
How often do you see an artist just sharing their music video or their latest track all over their socials? This kind of content isn't going to engage an audience. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 types of content that you can create that is outside of the music and will engage an audience and increase your fan base. With over half the population on some form of social media is what can grow you to the next level in your career. Each one of your social media platforms shouldn't be used as a way to promote your music, but actually to promote you as an artist and increase engagement and build relationships. Once you've done all these things, the promotion of the music will be so much easier as you have people's attention and they actually have trust. So instead of looking at your social media platforms as a way to push your music, you should be looking at all your social media platforms as a way to engage people. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 different types of content that you can create which will engage an audience and show your personalities. Before I run over these 3 different types of content, you need to remember that the content you create needs to be continuous. You can't create content following one theme and then the next day follow a completely new theme, because that original audience that were engaging with your original theme won't be enjoying the new theme and you'll lose all the followers that you'd gained through your hard work. The 3 types of content that you can create are educating, documenting, or entertaining. Each artist is going to specialize in one of these things. And this video will hopefully outline which one is best for you and show examples of what you can create for each one. Let's start with documenting. People love to follow a story. Everyone likes watching someone else's life and feeling invested in that person, even though they've never met them. This is why reality TV shows are so popular. Therefore, as an emerging artist, you can start documenting your journey and people will feel engaged with your story. The next type of content that you can create is educating. People are always looking to learn, and if you can provide someone with something educating, then do it. Educating an audience is a fantastic way to give back to your fans and gain their loyalty. The final piece of content that you can be creating for your social media is entertainment. This type of content can be really difficult because you need to have a strong personality to entertain an audience. Therefore, it's really important that you sit down and reflect and see if you can provide someone with that entertainment.